Welcome back to Breakfast Central. I'm about to talk about something that really excites me, and when it comes to conversations about food, counts me in. Nigerian cuisine is just as diverse as the country's ethnic groups. Many Nigerian chefs are attracting a new audience to Nigerian cuisine and culture, and some are set to do that, but not just do that, break new and unimaginable records. One of such is multi-talented TV producer, actor, presenter, and foodpreneur Hilda Baci, professionally known as Hilda Baci. She's set to embark on a 4-day cookathon to break the world record for the longest cooking time for an individual. The cookathon is part of efforts to showcase our culinary skills to the world, putting the country on the global map, and also to be able to show just how important cooking is a part of life. Welcome to the show, Hilda. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me.
I think that what you're doing is brilliant.
Thank you.
When I heard it, I was first in shock because I thought, okay, cooking for 4 days at a stretch. I'm just right here struggling to balance my everyday life with just trying to cook a healthy meal for myself. So I've read about your journey through cooking and how it's, something that you grew up with. And I know you also hosted cooking shows.
Yes.
But at what point, did you decide I need to break records with cooking? What inspired that?
I mean, it's a thought I've had. For the first time I thought about it was actually 5 years ago. And I remember telling my brother about it, and I was really obsessed with Guinness World. I used to watch it, I used to read like the books and all. But I remember telling my brother about it, and again at the time I wasn't, popularly known as Hilda Baci. There was no My Food by Hilda. I hadn't necessarily built the brand that I have now. So I would say it wasn't God's time at that time.
Right.
So even when I had tried to apply, I was told that I had to wait a couple years, because at the time that was when the current record holder had just broken the record. So I kept thinking about it. I thought about it 3 years ago. I'm like, oh, I think I'm still gonna do this. But honestly, at the end of the year last year, I figured now it's the time, and I reached out to a couple people to help me put the team together.
Amazing story. We'll come back to talk about the current world holder who holds 87 hours 45 minutes and 0 seconds in India, I believe. We'll come back to talk about. We're still joined by Hilda Baci. Please stick around.
Unatazama runinga ya New Central.
Still here with Hilda Baci, foodpreneur, and someone who's attempting to break the Guinness World Record for the longest marathon cooked by an individual. And I'm so excited because it's not just a win for her when she does win, but it is a win for the continent of Africa. Hilda, we talked about made reference to the person who had just won at the time in 2019, according to the reports, I hear that it's 87 hours and 45 minutes and 0 seconds in Rewa, India in 2019. Yes. Did you maybe have to study what the person did? Were there lessons that you had to learn from there?
In fact, I have my YouTube, my Google search history. I've literally been trying to watch all the clips, see, read through the guidelines sent to me by Guinness, watch what she's done. And that's something that I would say we're trying to sort of adjust with this attempt, because there wasn't a lot of information. It was just a general overview, and even down to the clips, they were just really short snippets. So I think the longest video on YouTube is about 4 minutes and something. So it was like a quick edit. So with this attempt, I want to have as much information out there as possible. So we're very intentional with, pretty much filming the entire journey from workouts to, team meetings and
workouts.
Yeah.
Love it. Tell me about the workout angle.
Yeah, so I feel like that's if someone is to ask me how do you know you really want to do this? That's because I really hated working out. It's not my cup of tea. I used to be really big before now, but I kind of knew that at that size, I probably wouldn't be able to do it. So I had to do like a whole 360, like a lifestyle change. I had to lose weight. I had to, go to the gym, get a trainer, and just, all that, knowing fully well that, I'll need a lot of physical stamina to be able to do this. It's not just physical, it's mental as well, but it's just important to also have like the physical aspect of it in check.
Absolutely. So you had to go work out and do like a lifestyle overhaul.
Yeah.
What are some of the challenges you maybe foresee? Because sometimes you have to go ahead in time to look at some of the challenges and then start to work on those challenges in the
I would say, so I did like a mock trial, which was rounded up yesterday.
Yeah, I'm glad.
So I did 24 hours, and I would say one of the biggest struggles I noticed was apparently when you take a break, because you get 5 minutes in after every completed 1 hour. So I sort of accumulated my breaks, and I had 30 minutes. It was harder to continue after the 30 minutes. So my body sort of needed like 2 hours to adjust to now get me back to like stamina. So I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to be able to just navigate through that. But my brother was telling me something about, having to push through the struggles. Like your body is telling you that it needs to shut down. But then if you don't shut down, it would have to sort of just readjust and recalibrate to get you through. So I would say that's like the biggest struggle I noticed when I did the 24 hours dry run.
So are you going to maybe do like a 4-hour dry run before the D-Day, or you're saving the best for last?
So I'll save the best for last, honestly. I mean, we're going to try to do 48 hours, but then again, I wasn't sure how my body was going to respond to it. So we're like, because it's so close, it's literally in 2 weeks, it's better to keep it like short and do like 1 day, then we'll do like the 4 days after. Because in truth, doing 2 days doesn't mean you're going to be able to do 4 days. That's not actually how it works.
Absolutely. What do you think that this will do for you as a brand? If you win this, I hope you win this, and for Nigeria as a country, and then for Africa as a continent.
So I don't want to go one side and just be like all women, but honestly, I feel like it's very important to me that young girls my age or even younger than me see that like they can actually dream big and do like really big things. Because sometimes when I look at the plan and what we're trying to do, it's like it's a very expensive venture.
Absolutely.
But I just know for a fact that it's important for me to do this for myself, just from where I'm coming from, like from my background, so that the women that come after me just can say, oh, see, like Hilda did that, so I can do better than that. Because even in the Bible it says like the later shall be greater than the former. So it's almost like I'm trying to set precedents for like those that are coming after me to be able to dream like bigger than I am, or than I'm dreaming right now. And it's just also nice to be able to do this. Apart from like the benefits for myself and for my brand, I honestly feel like I'll be taking it a lot more serious, because if I'm being honest, like girls that look like me, there's always like a certain kind of perception about people like girls, like young girls like me, or there's like, I feel like we're, people tend to underestimate like what we're capable of, and just because that narrative has been put out there for so long, we almost start to believe it. Well, I feel like if more people, believe in themselves and come out to do things like this, not necessarily break a record, but just believe in themselves and just push further as to the things that they're capable of, it would inspire more people to actually do bigger things.
Absolutely. I mean, this is not the first time you're doing big things. You have won an international competition where you beat a Ghanaian chef, and you beat several other chefs. So it's great to see that you keep pushing yourself and teaching yourself and teaching your body that there's, and your mind more importantly, that there's no limit to what you can achieve. But you talked about being able to set the pace or set the way for other women coming behind you. So I'd like to ask you, which of the women who have gone ahead of you inspire you, maybe in the cooking space or outside?
Well, in the cooking space, honestly, all the food entrepreneurs and food content creators, the likes of Dario the Kitchen Lover, Delicious Foods, Gina Foodies and Spice, Kiki Foodies, like there's Dishes by Q, there's so many of them, just seeing how consistent they are with their craft. And then even out, and these are again for young people like myself. I have a friend, Noye, this thing called fashion, like I remember how she started and where she is right now, and how much effort she puts into content creation and just consistency, and just seeing that and seeing people like that just lets me know that yeah, you can actually just keep at it. Just take it one day at a time. Don't think of like 5 years from now, but focus on like what you're doing
Absolutely.
right now.
Well, Hilda, thank you so much for sharing your time with us.
Thank
I hope
you.
to be able to say that I've interviewed a Guinness World Breaker in the next few weeks. When is it happening again?
On the 28th, the attempt starts on the 28th of April, hopefully through till the 1st of May.
So on Workers' Day, you'll be wrapping up in grand style. All right. Thank you so much, Hilda. We wish you all the best.
Thank you so
I will
much
look
for
forward
having me.
to seeing your progress and seeing you get to the end. Thank you.